I'm Rob Van Dam. The whole show.
From Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing 230 pounds,
RVD.
Yeah. The whole effing show.
Mr. Wednesday night.
You're almost every damn night of the week, Rob. How
Sure.
about that?
Mr. Every night of the week.
Every dang night. Hey, everybody. What's up?
Everybody.
What's happening? We're live on a Wednesday night, and it's not trash night, but it's very hot here in Pittsburgh. Rob, how hot is it in Las Vegas?
It's actually pretty nice. I'm gonna guess like 92-ish. Alexa, what's the temperature today? 97. Okay.
97, dang.
Having trouble finding that location.
Fuck up.
Dang it, Alexa.
Is that a street name or something else?
Duh.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're so stupid, Alexa.
Man, you're going to give her an inferiority complex.
I think of it as charmingly literal, but hey, at least I'm consistently me. What can I help with?
Jeez, Alexa. Trying to just chime on in, huh? Well, hey, everybody. Thank you all for chiming in. We got a bunch of folks in the chat here. Apparently, it's Canada Day, Rob. Did you know it was Canada Day?
No, I thought that was yesterday, but I just saw one post about it on social media. Someone said Happy Canada Day, but thought I saw it last night. But anyway, cool. Happy Canada, eh?
Yeah, Marco, friend of the show, RVD420.com represent. He says Canada Day got rained out here, so back home now. LOL, figured I'd pop in and check out for a bit. Keep well, dude. Good to see you, Marco. Shout out to you, my brother. Yes. We got Frankie Terrizzo in the house. We got Melinda in the house. Triple E's also here. So hello, everybody. If you have a question, feel free to drop it down in the chat. The super chats always help. And you get to get in the raffle for tonight, which we have a cool card given away. This is one of my favorite ones that I got. Is this RVD Legend card. It looks very retro.
Sure have signed a lot of those over the
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So grand prize tonight will be that, and along with an RVD IOU, which means you get a photo opportunity and an autograph with Rob if you ever get to meet him in person. So there is that. I have address. I need people's address. The following people's address. If you're tuning in, I still need the address of Ash Vega. Send me your info. And Carter Gilman, who won last week. So Ash Vega and Carter Gilman. If you hear this, reach out to me, dpdangelo@gmail.com. Give me your info. I have Maddie's info, obviously. I have Frankie Terrizzo's. I have Big Bud Smokers Club. All of those guys and folks won last week. I've got some mailing out to do. So you guys are on my priority list for sure. So.
You must be enjoying the process. It must not be too big of a pain.
It's not too bad. It's a matter of me just committing and sitting down and writing out the envelopes and then mailing them on out. That's all it is. I like doing it, though. It's kind of rewarding to have people chime in and, then send them out a little prize for just being good patrons over here. So shout out. Hey, we got somebody from North Korea. Greetings from North Korea. Well, thanks, you nasty goon. Thank you very much. So, Rob, what's new? Anything you want to touch upon before I cover a few topics, ask you a few questions?
Not really prepared with any special topics or anything. So,
it's all good. That's what I'm here for too.
Yeah. Let's see what comes out of conversation and what comes to mind. We got Katie's been posting the photos of the babies, getting a lot of love.
Great.
Get all the feedback from everybody. Everyone's loving our babies, and that means a lot. They're especially the family that's able to actually hold them, and obviously like my mom says, we never thought we would see the day. So, so it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing to see the little humans developing. You know, just at 6 months old, there's so much development from day one. You know, I was just looking at the pictures when they were in the hospital. They were so tiny, so tiny. I remember when we first held them, you know, and it was just like that. Those little girls, you know, like that. You know, like it's like I think they know I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, can they see me? You know, and then now they're like, you know, they went from just their hands, their limbs going everywhere all the time, just, you know, like on their own, like they're dancing or whatever. Funny stage, and then now they're actually able to apply some coordination, and when they see something in front of them, they can actually like grab it and stuff. And they just to see the development, you know, they just got there. It's pretty amazing.
It has to be a pretty fun and rewarding process, and seeing those two gals grow up like the way they are, and those pictures, oh my gosh, like them smiling so much, and you can see how happy all are, like in those photo shoots and stuff. So it was really, really cool.
Yeah, there should be a couple of really sweet girls, because they're going to be raised in a house of love and positive energy for sure.
Heck yeah. Have you, I know it's early in the process, have you kind of seen maybe traits of maybe how your mom would react or your dad would react in you, like in this process early on?
No.
No?
I haven't.
Not yet, no.
I made a comment to my mom a couple of weeks ago when we were in Florida, and just the way that I talk to them, the way that I talk to the dogs, you know what I mean? Like I talk real soft to them, tell them how much I love them and stuff. And I just said something. I don't know what I said to Saba or to Karma, you know, just talking soft, like, oh, I love you. Are you okay? Are you okay? Do you want me to, you know, do you want to sit there? Whatever it was. And I just told my mom, I said, I can't imagine my dad like talking to me like that, like at that stage. It's hard to imagine, because like he just seemed so
Stoic?
No, my dad wasn't stoic. He was more, but definitely when I was younger, he was more aggressive, rougher, direct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like, oh, you're gonna wake Sissy up. You're crying, and she heard you. And I told my mom, I can only imagine my dad saying, "Oh, damn it! Now you woke your damn sister up." It's like I can only imagine my dad yelling at us like that. And
yeah.
The mom was like, well, but when he got older, he wasn't like that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know, when we were all adults and he was older, then yeah, he got nice and soft and stuff. But growing up, I just remember him being always on the tip of being angry. You know,
right.
What the hell? You gonna stay in bed all day? What are you gonna do? Read comic books and stay inside all day? Why don't you go outdoors? The hell, you know, he wanted us to get up early too. He hated us sleeping in. He'd go by, you know, and the hell, half the day is gone. You're just wasting it in bed. He would get up super early and yell at all of us that we have to get up. But then we would always catch him laying on the floor taking an afternoon nap.
Right.
Say, well, what's the difference?
It's got to be. I mean, you think too about the generation change, obviously, but then too, it's like he's dealing with a boy, like you as a boy, and you have two daughters, and yeah, but it's so funny because I like, you know, I talk to the Razor all the time, like and stuff like that, but I can only envision like if I had a kid, I'd be talking to the kid like I'd be talking to Razor too. At the same time. That's like a good training ground almost for kids, is like talking to your pet.
But yeah, I'm sure a lot of it was my dad's age, or the generation, you know, like he was military, you know, he was in the war, and so that was a lot to do with his getting up early and being organized and productive and shit like that. But also, Alexa, when did the Great Depression end? Like 35?
The Great Depression
Went on
ended
long.
in 1941.
Oh, 41.
Okay.
So he was being brought up during that time too, because he was born in 32. And but I think about that too, about growing up and how both my parents, deserve credit for it, but it was, my dad seemed to be the driving force, and he was the breadwinner. And man, they can make a dollar last a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Think about that, what he raised the whole family on, and how quickly that fucking goes in one pocket and fucking falls. It's almost like there's a hole in the bottom of my pocket. It's an so sure, I'm like, wow, dad fed the whole family on that shit, and fucking I just lost it paying like 4 bills.
I know that's how it is today too, for sure. What did your dad do for a living?
He was the manager, regional manager for the Michigan State Lottery. So
Really?
So it was an interesting job, something the other kids didn't have. There wasn't any other kids it wasn't like that's something people do in Battle Creek. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
just as rare as anywhere. So it was kind of cool. He all the stores that had lotto machines or whatever, they would be on his route, and he would have to make sure that they have what they need, promotional materials, machines, and sometimes he'd take a winner and get them their check or whatever. But he would have little sample tickets. They were just for promotion. There wasn't any winners on them, but I used to bring them to school, little rub-offs, and tell people, that they were real, and then I got them from my dad.
Yeah.
I didn't sell them or anything like that, but
start selling the sample tickets out.
Yeah. I pretended they had value, but I didn't like rip anybody off.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be something.
This pad of paper that I have here, I think is one of his promotion things, because it says right there, new game on the block.
Yeah, wow.
It's a pad of paper, but I used to, he used to always give me like stuff like that, and nothing says, it just says new game on the block, pays. So yeah, definitely a lottery promotion right here too. But interesting.
That's so cool you have that still.
Yeah.
Man.
And I use it.
And you use it too, yeah. Did your dad fight in a war? Was he in one of
Korean War? He was in the Korean War.
Korean War. Okay, yeah. That line. If he was like, growing up in the Great Depression era, and then that makes sense for sure. Man, how about that? So that's fascinating. I didn't know your dad did all that. That's pretty cool. Let's see, Maddie. I know he had an interesting question he asked earlier on this week. Let me see if I know he asked it again here in the chat, so I'm just going to try. Oh, here it was. This was about the HBK slap. He asked, how hard did he lay into the slap to HBK? RVD, my opinion, better than HBK. So how hard did you lay in that slap, Rob?
I don't know. I'm sure as hard as he slapped me in a little more. That was a long time ago. Can't remember exactly the sting to describe it. It was It's like 20 years ago. I was just thinking, my grandpa was born over 120 years ago. That's how far fucking in between generations, or how much time moves. He's been past 1903.
Wow. Your grandfather?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
And then my dad being in 32, that means in 6 more years, if he would have been alive, he'd be 100.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy, man. Imagine, just life's so different. 1903. It's just like
I've seen everything change so much Like it's like I'm thinking about my little babies that are just born now. Like they can't appreciate that. Like we didn't even have cell phones till I was like in my 20s. You know.
Yeah. Right. And when you had them, they were like ultra rare. Like, it was a very rare occasion to see somebody have a cell phone or anything to that.
They're such a big part of our life now. They've run our lives.
Oh my God, yeah. It was so funny, Rob. Last night I went and saw Jurassic Park, the original one, like back in 1993 when it came out. And like they're like riding in the cars throughout the park. And then I'm like, they're kind of isolated and the T-Rex is showing up. And I'm like, why doesn't, like my immediate head is like, why aren't they texting or trying to like get a hold of one another or call? I was like, wait, they don't have fucking cell phones. It's just like,
crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, smoking, if you got them, forgot to
Smoking
mention
if you got 'em.
I was anxious to get my smoke on. It was time. It's time. Shit, I was just gonna think two different things. Damn it, my brain just split into two because one was, well, I'll just pick one. So yeah, it not only did we not have cell phones, but like we didn't even have GPS capabilities. Like we literally had to get out a map and look at the map and plan when we're traveling all over the country trying to find the arenas and hotels. It's amazing that we ever made it anywhere,
Right. Because now it's just you're so reliant on your phone and where your phone's going to direct you, Google Maps or whatever you use. And it's just like, okay, I can get there. And even Google Maps sometimes doesn't lead you in the wrong direction sometimes. But like, and now, I mean, to fathom that time too, because even when I was a kid, we'd be pulling out maps and like looking at stuff too and trying to figure out where we're going. And it's just like, that seems such a foreign concept now. It's just wild.
The technology's gotten it's come along so far, just even in my adult life. You know what I mean? Just which is only like the last 80 years. I was like the last 30, I guess. But to go back to, I don't know, my 20s and tell people that are rolling doobies up or packing pipes, dude, someday you're going to be able to carry around a little fucking pen and just hit a button and fucking vaporize the THC crystals. And you can do that anywhere you want because no one's going to give a fuck, or they're not going to know. They're not going to bother to try to differentiate. And it's everyone will have them and everyone will be using them everywhere. So yeah, just to think about what my dad and then what my grandpa would have seen, how much time has changed, no question about it. Moving forward, I'm sure it's going to be the same, unless of course, the Earth it succumbs to some kind of horrible, tragic climate disaster or something.
Right.
Asteroid lands or the aliens attack or World War III, we blow each half of it with nuclear bombs, saving anything like that, my kids will be teleporting for sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's so funny. I think somebody did a research that George Jetson, if he was a real person, he'd be like 3 years old right now. And like you think about what the Jetsons had, like the flying cars and robots and all that shit.
Where's my Rosie?
Yeah, where's Rosie at?
Blue Chew Gold is better sex in a tablet. They combine 4 ingredients with one powerful solution. 2 ingredients get you hard physically, and 2 support arousal and desire in the brain. It works fast and lasts. Guys, have a complete experience in the bedroom with Blue Chew Gold. We're always happy with RVD to have Blue Chew as a sponsor, and no doubt about it, they get the job done for you in the bedroom, mentally and physically. There's a reason Blue Chew is the #1 brand for better sex. Experience it yourself at BlueChew.com. We got a special deal for our listeners. Right now, when you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the 3rd month for free with promo code RVD. That's promo code RVD. You will also receive an additional 10% off plus free overnight shipping on your first order. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And hey, as always, we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the pod and the bedroom.
Maddie says, Home Alone wouldn't work now. Don't alone, spark them. Home Alone would no, probably wouldn't, because like Kevin could just call, hey, you forgot me at the fucking house, guys. Don't leave me. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's certain TV shows that I watch that, like Dexter is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh yeah.
Also Ray Donovan, which I just rewatched like the whole run. And
really good.
there's a movie afterwards too that's just like a bonus episode. But and it's like, even though those shows aren't that old, and Dexter is even, you know, current, you know, like the last series was like just last year they ran a current one, but they have to watch that and enjoy it. You have to pretend there's not cameras anywhere now.
Yeah, right.
Because all the breaking in they do, like no one's looking. They break in through, you know, into somebody's office, and they're never seen going in and out of anywhere, hotels, down the hallways, anywhere. So you got to suspend your belief on cameras to enjoy those anymore.
Right. No, there's a lot like that. Yeah, just even several years ago, they just wouldn't work in today's world because of all the quick advance. It is crazy to think, like, you think probably how your grandfather and even your dad might have felt like about like television becoming a big part of their lives and everything. And then how much that, you know, they thought that was going to be the end of society or whatever, you know, like, oh, you're just going to be in front of the boob tube or whatever. Right. And now we're fucking constantly in front of a boob tube right here and stuff. And it's, you know, so what a change of pace for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Was there any getting to like kind of like the celebrity kind of aspect of it? When you were mentioning like Dexter and stuff, I was trying to think, was there any celebrities that you kind of ran into that you were surprised that were maybe wrestling fans that kind of shocked you?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know who comes to mind, you know, nobody specifically, but that definitely happens, and either run into them or sometimes work with them and, you know, find out, you know, like that. I've talked about when I was on Pam Anderson's show, and I should have thanked her for having me on and been kissing her ass, at least thankful and grateful. Instead, I didn't really talk to her, and she introduced herself, and she was like, well, she kind of did by saying my name. She said, Rob Von Dam. It's just like, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I shook her hand. I don't know. But looking back at it, my head was up my ass, and I should have been a lot cooler to her. But I never even thought like that. At the moment, I didn't even think about, you know, that as executive producer, she might have had a lot to do with even hiring the guest stars on there, and definitely enough to thank her for it. Instead, I was just thinking like, she doesn't know who I am. I'm just an extra on the set or something to her. You know, that's kind of what I thought, which of course that's not how it is when there's an ex, what do you call it? A guest spot, you know?
Yeah. Like
and that's what it was. But that it definitely happens.
How about celebrities that recognize you though? Like, oh, Rob Van Dam. Like,
you know, and I told you this a couple of weeks ago, but so this is still fresh on my head. When I went to DDP's screening of the Jake the Snake movie in Hollywood, and when I got there and I'm walking into the theater and the fans are outside getting pictures or whatever, and one dude comes up to me and he's got a belt and he's acting all shy and he's like Rob Van Dam, would you sign this? Would you sign this? And I'm like, of course I will. And I'm signing it. I'm like, you're David Arquette, right? And he was just acting like he was all blushing and stuff. And I'm like, dude, come on, you're David Arquette. What are you doing?
You're WCW champion, David Arquette.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've seen him, several times since then and talked to him and stuff. But that was the first time I met him. He was shy in a weird way. Like he didn't even say like like, hey Rob, I'm Dave, man. Hey, can I get your signature on this? Like, oh yeah, no problem. He was just like, can you sign this? And, like I turned him 8 years old or something.
Right.
But talking about celebrities, though, you're talking about how the movies, or how you're talking about TV. Like in the 50s is when TV became really popular, and everyone started getting them in their houses and shit. But the actual even movies, like the big movie studios didn't even start going in until, well, I was gonna say the 20s. I guess they were there a little before. Paramount did its first movie in December 1913 through 1914, and Paramount Studios was a tiny little building that sat like in a lot in a big parking lot, and now that building is a historical Hollywood museum right across from the amphitheater, and you can it's like, last time I was there was years ago, but it was like $5 or something, go in, and it has all the cool shit, original old menus and pieces of the old hotels that aren't there anymore, and buildings and cameras, the first ones used and all that. But anyway, the point that I was gonna make was, it was like the first movie with voices wasn't until 27, The Jazz Singer. Wow. And so I just like, my grandpa was already almost 30, you know what I mean? Like he's already ish, and at first, just because you keep talking about celebrities, like when movies first were flooding the art culture, and the studios were popping in and everything, the actors were undesirables. And that's something that's part of Hollywood's history. Is back in the day, they didn't want actors to frequent their businesses. They didn't want to be associated with them. If they had property, because that's how land went back in the day. Like everybody would buy like tons of acreage, people with money, and they would make their own neighborhoods and shit. And that's how that shit got developed. But they had a lot of say so. Like the guy Harvey Wilcox, he opened up a bunch of acreage just down the hill from Hollywood. He would sell half a lot or half an acre lot, whatever it was, for people to build houses, but they had to be Christian, and he could follow up with all these rules, and that's how it was back then, and a lot of them would not want actors. I was just reading a story the other day about Holmby Hills, which is like one of the most exclusive parts of there's Hollywood, and then there's Beverly Hills, which is like the really rich section, residential, and even Rodeo Drive and shit is Beverly Hills. And then there's Bel Air, which is and Holmby Hills. Bel Air and Holmby Hills. Holmby Hills is where the Playboy Mansion was. And Bel Air, that's like they're like almost part of each other because they're so close. They're both exclusive neighborhoods, and they both did not allow actors there for the longest time, because actors were undesirables. They party all night, they sleep in the daytime, which already was sinful enough back in the day. The orgies, the parties, the loud music, the weird sexual perversions, that they would entertain. Like there's so many reasons, and they were like no. And anyway, I was just reading about that, about Holmby Hills and Bel Air, how the guy that first created it had that rule. And I can't remember what happened, where like something happened. I guess it was the Depression or something, where the standards dropped, and then movie stars started moving in and flooded in. It became like the new, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like the new fucking rich part of town.
Yeah. It is pretty wild to kind of think about, like, because I think even back, obviously, like in the Shakespearean days, like actors were, kind of just low rent people, basically, or perceived to be that way at least. But like they would just, I mean, like, because all that shit, all the Shakespeare plays back then were for like lower class people and everything, and so it was like accessible down there. But yeah, you think about it too from the Hollywood perspective. That is such a wild thing to think about now. I mean, more so, the past couple, decades and stuff. Celebrities we hold in such high regard. I think nowadays everybody's so accessible that the celebrity light and how we look at celebrities have kind of dimmed a little bit in a little bit of a way, I think, with how we perceive them now. But
Everybody's a celebrity now.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
every girl with an OnlyFans says she's a porn star.
Yeah. It is. It's true though. It's like, or like you could just be a content creator. Like look at that Mr. Beast guy, and he's just boom all over the place. I don't even know who he is that much, but he's a big deal.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. You ever heard of him?
I don't think so.
I think I don't know. He does like fun kind of videos, I guess, on YouTube for kids, I think. And then, but he like has like just millions and millions of dollars. It's just crazy amount of content. He's just a content creator. That's all you can really label him as, but he's a celebrity, like big time with kids and everything. It's so wild to just think about all that stuff.
Yeah. It's and I feel like kids that grow up in this age and understand the technology that's already here are so far ahead of like myself, because like I probably will never even figure out AI, and that's already going to be the old thing, in a few years. It's already lost. I already my phone. Last time I upgraded my phone, it got too much past me.
Too much.
One upgrade too complicated for me now.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That happens to me plenty of times. Like, AI, I'm getting more of the hang of it, but it's also like it's still overwhelming. There's still just a lot. And, like, I get fooled by AI a lot though too. I'll like look and I'll have to kind of double take a lot of the times. It's so hard to tell what's what sometimes.
Right, and you know what? Also, it's hard to tell. Trannies on Instagram. I wish my Instagram had a tranny filter. Some of them look too good, and I'm just scrolling through heart. And then sometimes I'll be like, no wait, they have a T in their name. Oh no, I just yeah.
Let me tell you, Rob, dating apps, that happens. It happens.
They don't tell you on the date. I would guess they don't put it on their profile, probably.
No, well, like sometimes, you will have to look at the profile. Like I'll see a picture and boom, I like it. And then you like look and I was like, oh, okay.
Gotcha.
But,
yeah.
But that does happen. Going back to the celebrity thing. Did you hear the story about Jim Barnett and Rock Hudson? Did you know that story?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, you know who you know the name Jim Barnett? Yeah.
I have a Jim Barnett story.
Oh, do you really?
It's not a very big one, but it actually does fit the rhythm of the conversation.
Oh, go ahead. We'll go with that first, and we'll talk about Rock Hudson.
Okay, so when I was in WCW, this is December '92 till May of '93. So during that time, I just turned 22, like at the beginning of that. So I'm a baby, really young. And anyway, you guys saw me in WCW or RVD, but one time I'm in the dressing room and Jim Barnett's in there, and Larry Zbyszko felt like ribbing me. And And so he says, Robbie, why, you shouldn't cover up your body, with, cause I have what I call as a unitard. Which actually unitard sounds like it would be one strap, but I think it's the one piece. But anyway, I have what I wear now, but it wasn't airbrush. And you should show your body more. Don't you think so, Jim? And he's like, what? And he's like, don't you think Robbie should show his body more? He covers it up with that outfit. And oh, heavens, yes. Jim Barnett says, yes, you should wear shorts and show your body. Just made me feel really uncomfortable. Like I said, I just turned 22. I'm super young and green. And I'm sure my face is glowing red, and I'm like, thanks, Larry. Because, the word was that Jim was gay, and this was before being gay was cool, and it wasn't allowed or normal in
society.
Right. And I was going to say on the front like that in public, but anyway, but that's all it was just Larry saying, don't you think so, Jim? Yeah, he should show his body. Like show Jim, take your straps down, show Jim your body, like look at him. And he was just embarrassing me.
That's too funny. Fucking Larry Zabisco too. It's just, oh man, what a lineage of generations right there. Rob Van Dam, Larry Zabisco, and Jim Barnett.
Yeah.
But yeah, the story with Jim Barnett and Rock Hudson, apparently they somehow met up, and Rock Hudson was driven around by fucking, who was it? The guy the $1 Million Man, not Ted DiBiase, but
Virgil?
No,
the $6 million man.
$6 Million Man, yeah, that
the actor.
Yeah, the actor. The actor was his driver.
Okay.
Before he became famous, and so I guess he would drive him and Jim Barnett around. But is it wherever the territory he was from? Was it the Tennessee area? I think he kind of worked or promoted. Rock Hudson would go down there, and they would get like college football players to go to house parties and stuff like that, and some weird stuff would go down apparently. But
I mean, I definitely don't have a hard time believing it, but I hadn't heard that's a Hollywood and wrestling intersection I didn't know about.
Yeah, how about that? I didn't know it either till like several months ago, and apparently
Lee
Majors. Good job. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's right. Yep.
Rob's recall is on point when no matter how much he smokes.
What was that? Oh, you.
Rob's recall is always on point no matter how much he smokes. I appreciate the fans pointing that out in the comment section last.
Heck yeah, absolutely.
Also at the end when they say, we had fun, it was a great show or whatever, that really goes a long way,
Absolutely, yeah. Frankie said this last week's was the best episode we've ever had, and which is awesome.
Those comments go a long way when it's the end of the night, and we're closing up shop. It's like, man, cool, man. That gives us purpose, yo.
It does. It really does.
It validates us.
Yes, absolutely, and for sure.
So, obviously, Rock Hudson died of AIDS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I guess this was before that. Jim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, there's like a huge documentary on HBO about Rock Hudson, and it's crazy. Apparently, all the stories that got out about him. But he was the notorious, closeted homosexual in Hollywood. But there was a lot of times like where you would hear stories about old time celebrities, doing that kind of stuff. I know James Dean was like allegedly doing some stuff to get some movie roles potentially too, like and he only lived to be 24. So he was just, trying to make hay and doing what he could, some of that stuff.
Well, like I said, the entertainment business in general, is always been like an outcast of society, of people with looser morals, considerably speaking, people that are more willing to do different stuff, whether it's for fun or whether it's to get a part or whether whatever it is, they're not as stiff on their principles or at least not the same principles, and they don't need to depend on their. I was gonna say like they need like it seems like whatever it is that actors and people of the like get their self-worth from, it isn't necessarily from the same things that other people in society, your regular churchgoers, non-sinners, get their value from. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like they find it somewhere else, like celebrities, or you think they do, like at some points. And but you know, a lot of like the majority of people, yeah, to your point, I think you know your Joe Schmoes or your Joe Everyman, so to speak. Yeah, they find it, you know, the churches they go to or the work aspect that they have, or some sort of structure familial aspect of their lives. So it's very yeah. I mean, taking
There's
the celebrity.
Yeah, there's always been studio fixers, you know, like
Mhm.
Ray Donovan. Ray Donovan is, you know, based on a real guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pellegrino.
Oh, that sounds right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what his first name is. Anthony Pellegrino.
Oh.
Pellegrino. Anyway, real interesting dude. And the guy does like Ray Donovan. He goes around. Every major celebrity that we know of has hired him, but we'll never know what they hired him for because it's all top secret because he doesn't talk, and therefore it's for shady shit, you know, like my wife is suing me for custody over the kids. I need her to go away or whatever. He would find ways to blackmail and wiretap a lot. That's what he was really good at. But anyway, there's always been studio fixers, like even like way before him. You know, like he's more modern. He's still alive. What's the documentary? There's a documentary about him that's like a two-parter. But there's a few movies with the same name on it, so it's confusing. But anyway, MGM had Louis B. Mayer was one of the fixers, and then I think they had a guy named Strickland, Howard Strickland, I think was, but they also, before Anthony Pellegrino, there was a private detective from way back, you know, in the Marilyn Monroe years. He was there actually when Marilyn Monroe died. He was one of the ones there before the cops were there, and he was wiretapping the president, JFK, and his brother, and Peter Lawford, and yeah, man, what is his brother's name now? I'm bragging about my recall. Now I gotta think of this guy's name from back. But he had, when this guy had allegedly, besides all the files he had on everybody. I mean, he spied on everybody, and he had so many. But he had allegedly a red filing cabinet that was held somewhere special. Like, it was either at the basement of the police station or it was in some government building or something. And they say that when he died, that his lawyer went and had that destroyed. So unfortunately, like, a lot of secrets died with him.
Wow.
I'm gonna think of his name in the meantime.
How about that? Yeah. I mean, I could only imagine like how much dirt was being held on so many people back then, and you know, even up to today, I'm sure too. You know, you get in you get in the celebrity business, and there's a lot at stake there, and you know, it's a shark infested waters, like in so many ways too. When it comes to that, you know, people are. Yeah. It's just a wild business, and yeah, that's the entertainment lifestyle, though. You know, I mean, it's the correlations between that and pro wrestling. You know, there's a lot. Like, it's And there's a lot of it that goes on.
Yeah, and when it comes to, I mean, go ahead and throw singers in there too. You know what I mean? And you got like traveling entertainers, a lot of drug use, a lot of extramarital sex going on, a lot of sinning, right?
Yeah. And yeah, it's so much stuff that your normal everyday person would be like, wow, I can't believe somebody would do something like that, or like, they would get. But I mean, if you're in that cycle or whatever, that vacuum of what's going on with in that world and lifestyle, it's a different way of living for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, some good stuff. Let's see. Frankie Turizo always asks a good question. Thanks for the $5. You're in the raffle, Frankie, for one. He says, what performers were backstage leaders in WWE and ECW? Who was the better ECW champion, Raven or Shane Douglas? As in better for the company. So what performers were backstage leaders in WWE and ECW, Rob?
Well, I guess in ECW, if it wasn't Paul, if anybody else was gonna address the dressing room, it would be Dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
And he would like sometimes stand in for Paul if Paul wasn't at a show, which was very rare, but it did happen once or twice. I don't know. So besides Dreamer, I don't think anybody would have. I don't think anybody would have really stood in the front of the whole. I can kind of imagine Tracy Smothers doing it, but only if he like cared about something and wanted and thought that people, like, hey, I can imagine him just dropping a bomb of knowledge, like, hey, for what it's worth, man, I'm in that ring every day, working out. If any of you guys want to get in and work out and get better at your craft or whatever, you're more than invited. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know if he ever did that. But I could imagine him doing that, and he did. He did do that. He was in the ring for the guys that wanted to work out early and stuff. WWE. I mean, it's probably obvious that's Triple H, and there wasn't a whole lot of room, or well, there was because there's a packing order. There's not a need because Vince has so many levels of minions under him, and the agents would be, like Fit Finlay and Arn Anderson and Steamboat and guys that were former wrestlers that we all knew and respected, and they would have their job of talking to the boys that they're assigned to or whatever. And if somebody went above and beyond that, I know I told the story a couple times about CM Punk calling a team meeting when I got back from being suspended at ECW. And so that meant to me that he was putting himself in that position to call a team meeting. Well, what was the other part of the question?
Part of the question was who's the better ECW champion, Raven or Shane Douglas, and better for the company?
I don't know. Maybe it seems to me like Shane Douglas, when he was the champion, that it was like a strong position, that he seemed like a champion. He seemed like one of the more experienced veterans in the dressing room and in our ring. and he seemed like a good representation of the company. When I picture Raven being in the same spot, it's more exciting, so fans could be maybe excited about that. It seems like I don't know long term if I could see Raven defending the title for as long as I could see Shane, and I don't like it necessarily when the belt switches hands too often, too quick, because I feel like it demeans it.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, I think you laid it out great, I think, because I think Shane kind of set a certain tone, I think, for like, hey, this is, ECW. He obviously, him throwing the NWA championship in the trash too, kind of meant like, boom, really setting the identity for what ECW is going to be. And I think him like kind of in that leadership almost mentality, in the way it was. And then you had Raven kind of give that exciting, ooh, he's kind of edgy and, different and all that kind of thing. And I think that added a little bit more of what ECW kind of was in a lot of ways too after that. So I think that was a good way to put it. When it comes to I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned the agents and stuff like that. We always joke about Terry Taylor, but was there an agent that you kind of did really work with a lot? Have you seen Rob?
Have you seen Terry Taylor?
I've been looking for him, Rob.
Yeah, tell him I've been looking for him. Did you asked if there was an agent that I liked working with?
Yeah, and that maybe you worked with more than others or something. Like, because John Cena had Arn Anderson for his main guy, I think it was. And I was curious if maybe you had somebody that was like that.
No, I don't feel like I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had Arn a lot, but not every time, Mm-hmm. And Arn eventually, he would just say the same thing every time before my match. He'd say, it's you and Dom, and he'd always say, good news is you're going over. The bad news, you only got 5 minutes. And I was always thinking, like, where's the bad news? That's awesome. I wish it was 2 minutes, get me out of here.
Get me out of here.
Just that I even felt that way bothered me, because I knew that probably everyone else in the dressing room didn't feel that way. You know what I mean? And that made me feel like, I'm burnt out. I should take a break or whatever, because most of the guys would want more TV time. And for me, it was just like, trying to, the more I had to do, like the more work, the more painful it was. Well, what I always hated was when I had to work twice.
Oh,
I hate that. They were, hey, you have a match on Heat. And then you're on Raw, but you got to get probably hour and a half in between. So, you should be good. What? I got to have 2 fucking matches? Fuck. That's how I always felt like that. But anyway, what Arn would do every time, he would say, like, hey, it's you and Dom, you got 6 minutes. I'm not gonna be able to tell you how to do it any better than you will. So just let me know what I need to know before you go out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that the way you liked it too, for the most part? Like, just, hey, like, give you the info, you do what you do, and boom, have at it.
Not necessarily, I guess. When I think about it, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if he would have had, more information, as long as it would have been something I liked.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense too, for sure. That's pretty cool though.
When I did my return for, I guess I left, and I think this is when I left in 2007. I think.
Okay.
And then I came back. I don't know. Now that I think about it, how does that make sense? Because I was in a Battle Royal Rumble then. But anyway, I don't know. One of my times that I came back, I thought. Now I don't even know. But anyway, one night I'm wrestling sock puppet
Santino?
Santino.
Yeah.
And we had like 8 minutes or something, and I'm thinking about, some ideas and stuff. And then when it gets closer to somebody's going over, this is what happened a lot. Somebody that's out there right now is already 4 minutes over and they're not even anywhere near done with their promo. They're on the microphone running their mouth, so then pretty soon, boom, 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 boom. Before Santino went out there, they told me at 6 minutes, and then he went out there to the ring. And then there's a commercial. We're going to come back with him in the ring. My music hits and me walk down. And so right when that happens, there's my music. Right when I'm about to hit to go out there, they said there's no time, just kick him and pin him. Yeah.
That was it.
I also have to somehow get that message to him.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
So
wow.
That's why I never believe anything until it actually happens.
Absolutely.
People always want to know plans, like were they gonna have you and Booker T or were they gonna have you and Kane? I always say I don't know what they were, if they told me, I wasn't listening to shit.
Right. No, because that's true though. It's like, especially I've found, especially in wrestling, you just cannot trust. I mean, not trust, but like you can't take that to the bank until it actually happens. Like
everyone is gonna experience at some point being promised something that they actually really wanted, and when it wasn't delivered, they were really let down. Mm-hmm. Then it's like, well, do you want to be super butthurt over it? Do you want to be like extra, paranoid and I don't know, hard to get along with, almost to make sure everything in the future is, I don't know, try to control a future that you can't even control? Or are you going to go, fuck it, and then not care about anything? And for me, it's an easy call. Eventually, real short, like in 2006, when I was adjusting and shit, not long in, I had to start letting shit roll off my shoulders. And that means good things too, though. So that's what people don't understand, is like you can't just choose and say, okay, just like Sabu used to say when people would ask about wrestling and the legitimacy of it, he would say, when I win, it's real. When I lose, it's fake. You can't really in real life choose, and just be like, well, when things go my way, then I'm going to be super excited about it. And then when things don't go my way, I'm just not going to care that much. No, if you're going to invest your emotions, then they're either there or they're not. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it does kind of dull the would-be exciting moments, but it's also zenful.
Yeah, it's a way to kind of survive through it all.
Yeah, that's a shoot, brother.
It's a shoot, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I love that Sabu line though.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I did want to go back to when you were talking about CM Punk like taking leadership in the locker room and stuff like that. It made me think about too. Like, did you know at the time how like invested kind of Paul Heyman was into CM Punk at that time? Because it seemed like that was going to be his guy moving up.
I mean, I could tell I didn't know to what extent, but I mean, it was very obvious that Paul really liked him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about him a lot, and anyway, well, here's a little story. I love all these little stories, little tidbits that. Fuck, if I died, I would take so many of these stories with me because who else is going to tell them, you know? But
Yeah.
anyway, we were over in England, like right before this, in the UK somewhere. I don't know exactly. I think it was England. But anyway, Raw and SmackDown were split up. So we were actually on two different tours, but we're over there at the same time. Like we get there, split up, get back together, and fly back, right? So Test was dating Kelly, and they were split up, and Kelly was with us, and for some reason, Test thought that CM Punk should be his message boy.
Yeah.
And get messages to Kelly. I don't know why. I have no idea what their relationship was, but I was hearing about this through Paul while it's happening, you know, via live time, you know, while it's going on, because I was, you know, hanging out. And you know, Punk did not feel obligated to be his message boy at all. And according to Paul, Test, because Test would call and talk on the phone and talk to us on our tour, but he was doing his own thing. Let me just leave it at that. On tour and trying to cover his ass by saying, you know, tell Kelly whatever. I don't know. I can't say because I don't know. But according to Paul, Test called him and said about CM Punk. He said, "What the fuck? Why? How come he's not giving her? I keep telling him to tell her to fucking call me, and he doesn't fucking tell her." And he goes, "Well, what the fuck? Does he think I won't smack him?" And Paul said, "Oh, my money's on the tattooed kid." And I was just surprised, you know, because I didn't know CM Punk at all, and I was just learning on the spot how much Paul, you know, really liked him and stuff. And when he said that, I was like, "Really?" And he said, "My money's on the tattooed kid," and just, you know, repeated it. And he said it as if he told Tess that, but I don't think that he did. But he said it, you know, like, do you think he thinks that I won't smack him? And he was like, "Oh, my money's on the tattooed kid." And I think he might have told me that he did say it to Tess, and that Tess was like, "What, are you supposed to be a tough guy or something?" And anyway, that opened up my eyes just to look at Phil, and I noticed Paul working with him and Ryback, you know, during this angle and stuff. And then I knew that Paul was really into him, but at the same time, this was around the December to Dismember fucking fiasco.
Yeah, fiasco time.
I think all of us ECW guys were a little butthurt that they were kicking us out and bringing in like the new breed and the new, and so, you know, there was some personal feelings about what was going on during that match. So that was really weird. And then afterwards, you know, it was like part of me was like, so what? This he's replacing me or what? You know, what the fuck is going on here? And didn't really get my answer because I was just leaving anyway. That was all part of my frustration that led to me leaving, was feeling underappreciated.
Yeah, I bet, especially like without the direction that the ECW thing took, and it just like, it could have been such. I mean, we talk about this several episodes, but like it could have been such a cool thing if, you know, it was harnessed in the right manner and utilized in the right manner. Like having you guys and like you lead the way, and then other established names in ECW help that out too. But then you incorporate like some newer breed in there a little bit, like a CM Punk or somebody like that, and you kind of just grow it, and then you have, and like I think Paul was having an interview with somebody, I can't remember who it was, maybe Chris Van Vliet. I think it was Chris Van Vliet, and he was saying like how the plan was to do like kind of like those. Kind of like make it like a different vibe, like almost like the Smoky Arena kind of feel to it, and have it a different aesthetic and feel in comparison to what you were getting on WWE Raw and SmackDown at the time. And it just did not pan out that way.
So glad we got those 2 pay-per-views. Proud of both of them, and they're both great representations of ECW. And even having the WWE guys in the building still shows the contrast. Shows you how different ECW and that crowd was, and how much they stood out. The SmackDown guys. Which of course they're gonna physically stand out when they're up there in the blue shirts, but I mean, it just puts you both in the same spot at the same time, so you can see and appreciate how much they and that style doesn't fit here.
Right.
Not with this style, and that's the point.
Absolutely, and the heat that they got that night in comparison to like, and the atmosphere of the Hammerstein Ballroom and all that was just so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
Pretty damn.
Yeah. What'd you think about when I didn't really see much of it at all, but I know I think Shano was in charge of it, and they had some kind of hardcore like underground fighting pit.
Oh yeah, that whole Raw Underground stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought initially the concept was pretty cool and different, but like the execution of it week in and week out made it feel very cheesy, and I know at the time during COVID too, so there were certain, limitations that maybe they had and things. But ultimately, like I was like, this could be a very cool concept if they really embrace like the underground aspect. Maybe have it on later at night, like the final hour of Raw, and then you kind of get these different things and you incorporate like more edgy stuff.
Maybe show some titties.
Show some titties in there. Why not? I think something to that effect could have been cool. Like or you incorporate like copyrighted music or licensed music and have different things going on there just to make it feel different in comparison to what was president on Raw at the time, which was pretty weak at that moment. But it felt very watered down and very half-hearted. I thought ultimately
would wrestlers go there to settle a score, or was it just random wrestlers that could also maybe do a fighting style?
It was a little bit of both, because I think I remember like Dolph Ziggler going down there, and like there was no ring ropes, I don't think, and like so it was just like them kind of like fighting and duking it, almost like the Josh Barnett blood sport, but much more toned down, I think. And so, yeah, I think some scores were settled, but then they'd bring some guys in that didn't get a lot of TV time or like that were relatively new. I can't remember the one guy's name, but he was a big dude. I don't know where he went to. I don't think he's even in the business anymore, but he was down there. They sent him down there. But so, yeah, but once in a while, Shelton Benjamin, I think, showed up on there a couple of times. It could have been neat. They could have done something really with it, I think. But literally that maybe the intrigue of it all lasted maybe like 2 weeks before it fell flat and like didn't really take off. So it felt very half-assed on Vince's part to be like, hey, let's do Raw Underground, and then okay, I'm done with this. That's what it felt like after a couple of weeks. So, but I thought it could have been a neat concept, but it wasn't well executed ultimately. Maddie, thanks another for the $5 you were in the raffle. Mumsy used to pay me to watch wrestling and go to live shows. No way, really? Now that I look at after Mumsy smoking with the whole free fucking show, appreciate the little things. So how about that? So pretty nice there, Maddie. Good to get you watch out for your mom on there. Goku Spider-Man, thanks for the $10. You're in the raffle for 2. You're in it for 2. RVD, thank you for all the great memories. I practice martial arts and stretching and always thought about your training methods as far as stretching as your warm-up. I still do it to this day. How about that, Rob?
That's awesome. Don't stop. That's my advice. And chiropractor used to tell me that, like, how long ago was that? That was when I lived, well, I guess like 20 years ago. This guy, he'd say, if you ever stop, you're gonna stiffen up like so quick, because just because my body is, gets banged up all the time and stuff. And man, I could tell just when taking like a little bit of time off, can tell definitely. Whereas when I was wrestling 4 or 5 nights a week, that I would stretch every single time, a complete stretch, because that's my insurance, that I'm gonna be able to walk back from the ring uninjured. No guarantees, but it puts the odds the most in my favor. And also, that would be the best part of my day. A lot of times was just when I would stretch, and it's isolation, and then it's such an inward experience that it's hard to compare. It's a form of meditation, and a complete body check several times each spot. So pretty cool. Also, just since he said Spider-Man, this is like maybe the only action figure that I see, the wrestler Spider-Man.
Yeah, wow, you have that. That's cool.
Yeah, because he's a wrestler.
He's the wrestler.
But yeah, I think that's all the Marvel figures and shit that I used to have. I don't think I have any of them, at least not up anymore. I saw some in the storage shed, but I used to have quite a collection at the other house, and I was just done with them because I was like done with that whole stage of my life. Yeah, but I had Iceman, and some of my favorite heels in Marvel were Mysterio.
Ooh, he was a good one. Yeah.
So cool. Make holograms so you seeing shit. And Bullseye. Super.
Bullseye was good. Yeah.
Electro. Don't know why, but I loved Electro.
I like Electro too. Yeah.
I love Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
These are all guys that Spider-Man fought. I used to buy, I think 4 or maybe 5 different titles of Spider-Man a month. There was Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. There was the Amazing Spider-Man. There was Web of Spider-Man. And then there was Marvel Team Up with Spider-Man. And then sometimes there'd be like another short series that they would run with that. And that was in my weekly pickup when I was a kid of magazines. But there you go. A little. Who else? Is there another heel I can throw in there with? I mean, those. So I had to get all of those action figures and have them.
Did you like Rhino?
Rhino. I did, but he wasn't in the very, very top of my list. But yeah, I did like him.
Yeah. No, the Spider-Man villains are great. I think like they're kind of the best rogue gallery, I think, besides like Batman's rogue gallery, or it's
Spot when he finally came out, but he was much later.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not as familiar with Spot, but I think I do remember him in some of the comics.
Yeah, he wasn't like a traditional legend or anything like that. And
yeah. Daredevil fought him a couple times, I think. But I'm trying to think who else I like though. No, you named some good ones though. I like Sandman. A lot of pro wrestling names. Rhino, Sandman.
Oh, speaking of, I watched a series on, I don't know. I think it's on Amazon Prime. It's whatever app it's on. It's called Spider Noir.
Yeah, with Nicolas Cage.
Did you watch it?
No, I hear it's really good though. I hear,
Yeah, I liked it. I just finished it yesterday watching the series, and it's got Sandman in it. Well, their
version.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah. I hear that they do a pretty neat job with the villains in that, and they give you the option to watch it in color or in black and white. And I hear the way to go is watch it in black and white because that's how it's supposed to be. But
yeah, hopefully you'll like it. I hope you do.
I hope you do. I I definitely will. I like Nick Cage and I like Spider-Man. So enjoy Spider-Man. Boy, Bad Business Bobby, he'd be a good Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, he would.
Kingpin, that's another good villain.
I think he could play the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Personally.
The Batman one. Batman villain. Yeah. Oh man. Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin, and then the Jackal, if you want to go way back.
Wow.
Tarantula, way back.
Ooh, I don't remember him.
Yeah.
Did you follow the Maximum Carnage story when that came out?
Oh yeah, that's with Venom and
mm-hmm.
and Carnage. Yeah,
Carnage. Mm-hmm.
I did.
Okay, because I was fucking. I think it was like 9 or 10 when that came out, and I would play the video game, but I never read the comic of it. I just remember the video game. So.
Dude, yeah, going way back, the Clone Wars. For anybody that's a longtime Spider-Man fan, I think it was Spider-Man 121 or 122 where Gwen Stacy dies.
Oh yeah, that's a big story.
Yeah, I think it was Professor Miles Warner that ends up being the Jackal, and I'm trying to think of what other heel was. With the Jackal, Carry-On. No, there was a dude named Carry-On, and I can't remember what.
Oh, I remember him.
I can't remember
him. Yeah. There was also Lizard, the Lizard.
True.
Yep. Doc Ock.
Yeah.
I like Doc Ock too. Man, great villain Spider-Man had. He had really good villains. All right, some more super chats here. Oh my gosh. Maddie asks, have you ever seen any of the Dave Chappelle specials? GOAT.
Yes, I have. He's very funny.
He is very funny. The Chappelle Show was fucking
Although, if I remember right, the last one, the newest one that he did, I stopped it, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes in or something, because I hadn't laughed one time. And I think he even says on it something about this one's not about laughter or something. And I was like, no shit. It's almost like he wasn't trying to get the crowd to laugh at all. It was really weird. But that was the most recent one. I don't know who has seen it, or if you know what I'm talking about.
I didn't see it. I saw, I think, the first two that he did.
Maddie, if you know what I'm talking about, dude, the most recent one, it seems like 30 minutes in, he was just giving a speech or something. It was weird.
Well, Netflix paid him a bunch of money to do all these specials, and I think they gave him free reign to do what he wanted. So once it got to a point where it's like, okay, I did some funny shit, I'm going to say what I want to say, maybe is how he handled it. I don't know, but yeah, it's that's what I heard too about it. I heard it wasn't that funny, it was more topical, or yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I have laughed very much at his previous stuff, so I'm with you.
Yeah. Did you watch the Chappelle Show when it was out?
Not really.
No.
Yeah, just for whatever reason, I don't think I was really watching TV during that time. But
you were kind of in the thick of WWE at that point.
Yes, yeah. And I heard people imitating his shit enough to know, I'm James Brown, bitch? No, I'm someone.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Rick James, bitch, yeah. So I heard so many people saying they used to be the thing.
Yep.
People say, right?
Big time. When 5 fingers say to the face, slap.
He is funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's some funny ones.
When he wants to be.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Shout out to Chris May. He just says, you're in the raffle for one there, Chris. He says, RVD, the whole effing show. Ain't that right, Chris? Ain't that right?
Right on.
We'll add you to the raffle. Chris May, you're in the raffle for one. Congrats. Oh, yeah. Maddie also asked this one to me earlier this week, and luckily he did a super chat to remind me. What do you remember of Kane getting unmasked and tagging together?
I don't remember how the how it started. You know, me and Kane tagging, but I enjoyed teaming with him because he was a really cool guy, you know. But that's not my favorite reason to wrestle with him. But it just happens to be a bonus. Is he's always been a super cool. He's a comic book guy too, by the way. Sometimes,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've had some comic book conversations with him. It's funny, like all these big warriors of wrestling, and like Mark Henry's like, Rob, did you see the new Civil War where they killed Captain America? Like, what? You know, Edge was in on those conversations.
Oh, I know Edge was big into comics. Yeah,
of course, Hurricane. You know, but
yeah, for sure.
But when he took his mask off, what I remember about it, I don't think I saw his face, you know, like that. Like they had shaved his head and made him look all creepy, and then I didn't see him before that, so I would have like a shoot reaction. But I just honestly, besides, you know, I love Kane, and so of course I love working with him. But besides that, that's just one of those memories that for me, I felt like my job for the next foreseeable future, you know, at least 2 months, 3 months, looks like it's going to be a rag doll. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like going through it, and like it just, maybe wrestlers know what I'm talking about, but if you go several matches in a row and you notice that you're looking at the lights night after night, and you might take an assessment of what pathway you're on. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
That's the best way I can put it. They used to say, you can tell how over a wrestler is by looking at his boots. If his heels are worn out, then he's not over. If his toes are worn out, then he's over. Right?
Yeah.
You ever heard that?
I've never heard that. That's funny though.
There's probably a much more clever way of saying it than I did, but but yeah, but you get it anyway. So when I think about that, I just think about, okay, am I getting punished for something? Are they trying to make an example of me? Do they have nothing else to do with me? Am I, because it doesn't feel like I'm doing something positive for the company, but maybe I am, when I am getting beat night after night after night. You know, like some guys, they do that their whole career, and they almost never win a match, you know. But people like that, I think, have a different purpose in the industry than people like me, because people like to see me win. They like to see the Van Daminator and the 5-star frog splash, and if you beat me, you kind of beat the fans because they love me. So anyway, you know, with writing and long-term writing, I'm saying maybe something like that is good overall, but it doesn't feel like it when you're going through it, you know.
I think it's I thought it was intriguing when they unmasked Kane. I wasn't really watching wrestling that much at that time because I was like just starting college and stuff. But I remember like when it happened, and it was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It'll be neat to see him go up against Undertaker at some point like that, because it's a different take on Kane. But when you think about big picture, I think that's short-term thinking, like to unmask Kane.
Yeah. So, but I was asked what I remember of it. So when I put myself back, that's how I remember. I put myself back to that moment in perspective and think about what it felt like. And it feels like I'm getting jobbed out. It feels like, you know, night after night after night. We did we did regular matches, we did cage matches, and then I worked with Undertaker. And that might have been, I don't know when I did Undertaker, if it was before or after that. Same thing though with Taker, night after night after night, cage matches. And I always say what I remember about those is we didn't have to see each other before stepping into the ring on any given night, because we both knew exactly what was going to happen in the end, and we could get there. And so there's not very many people. I don't think anyone does that now. You know what I mean? But
no, right. I don't see it happen. It's very rarely will not see wrestlers not be like rehearsing their whole match, like right before they walk out there. Basically, it's a constant.
Yeah. For better or worse, or whatever, we a lot of times we wouldn't even see each other at all, because we would just fucking go out there, especially in the cage, just gonna be eating metal here for a while, fucking one side and then the other. But so for me, it's cool that everybody remembers. It was very memorable. And Kane, I guess, switching to heel at that moment. But it starts with Kane catching me on fire, and that whole memory is just Bruce telling me I'm not good enough. Bruce Pritchard, I'm not convincing. I don't look like I'm scared enough, and my acting sucks. And then it just seemed like after that, it was just job after job after job. So, working with him was cool, but not one of my personal favorite memories, because when I think about what it was like going through that, it's like, looking for the light at the end of the tunnel that I'm currently in the middle of.
Right. Yeah. At that time too, it's like, I would think like, your top heels at that time was like a Triple H, and then Kane, like turning heel and stuff like that. But like at that time, there wasn't a lot of like baby faces that fans could live vicariously through. And you were one of the big baby faces that I think, to what you were saying too, like fans wanted to see you win, and, they cheered for you to get that. So like when that wasn't delivered, and it was more sort of like, oh, we're putting the focus on Kane as being this world beater, and we're, doing all this stuff. I don't think it doesn't serve the ultimate purpose of like, you have a good established heel. What about getting a baby face over to complement that too? And I don't think they necessarily did that right back then, for sure, with a lot of you guys. So, good question, Maddie. What was that?
Can't make everybody happy, And a lot of times when I wasn't happy, it might be surprising moments for the fans to hear, because it might be good moments for them to remember.
For sure, especially if you're just getting into it at that point. I mean, like, you think about that, like on that time, that's when John Cena started, wrestling. People, liked Kurt Angle was on a different kind of trajectory at that point. Booker T was kind of getting over. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people might have felt certainly different at that point. I remember just being, look at that. Heck yeah. Just rolled it on up.
Beck yeah.
Triple E, it's Maddie's birthday. Is it Maddie's birthday? Happy birthday, Maddie. Holy smokes.
Happy birthday, Maddie. You were going to not tell us.
Wow. How about that? You're turning 39, I think, Maddie. Is that right? 39 years old? So happy birthday.
We're smoking on your birthday.
How about that? Yeah.
Nice.
Did you get I got my laptop back, Triple E. Yes, I've been out without my laptop for the past few days. I've been working on my iPad, which has been tedious, to say the least. Have you all seen the He-Man movie? No, I want to see it, though. I want to see it. Would RVD ever get any type of tattoo of his kids or animals? Would you ever get a tattoo,
Rob? If I had the desire, then I guess I would.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had the desire.
Mm-hmm.
Katie seems like she would like it if I got one, but it seems like she would want it to be her name, or she would love it if I had the kids or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it's generational, because I was watching a video on it, and a lot of people that what do they call me? Not boomer, no, it'd be Generation X, right?
Yeah, you're Gen X.
So people in my a lot of people still from my generation just like when we grew up until I guess young adult, I don't know, maybe like 90s maybe, but the tattoos were just for gang members.
Mm-hmm.
And when you would see people covered in tattoos, you just knew they were in a gang, a motorcycle gang, something, and they look like prisoners and shit. And now it's like so popular, like it's very rare to not get a tattoo. I like if I look at girls on Instagram that are smoking hot and they have tattoos. To me, they look like artwork, and they want to look like that. That's why they are taking their pictures and modeling, and so yeah, hey, I'm all there for it. I also like looking at girls that don't have tattoos. I don't feel a certain way about it, and I've just never had the desire to put it on me. So unless my perspective changes, if I ever do get a tattoo, it won't be for me. It'll be a gift, I guess, to make Katie happy or something.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense too. No, it's almost like not getting a tattoo is the new getting a tattoo.
Right.
Yeah. No, for sure. Everybody gets
I've just never felt ever, felt like wow, I don't like looking at myself in the mirror anyway. I see enough of me. So
I get it. Yeah. Right.
I always wonder, like, if you do that, is it for you or is it for other people? And I get different answers, and it probably depends on what the message is. If it is a message, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's probably not for me.
Yeah, I get it for sure. Maddie says, RVD got a bong handy? Spark 'em, Van Dam fam. Oh, it's your 30th. So you're only 30? Holy smokes. Good for you. That's great. 30 is a great age to turn.
Happy 3-0. This is your cameo from knows RVD.
Yeah.
Send me $100. Send me $100.
$100 now, Maddie, please.
Happy day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome, Maddie.
They have a bong kind of close by. I don't enjoy bong hits.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Every once in a while I try it because it's like quick, convenient kind of, but it'll burn my throat and cough me out because I'm not conditioned for it. And in the end, especially dabs, like if I do a dab every once in a while, like I don't talk to me for 10 minutes. Let me cough my fucking lungs out over here, and then I'll be right back to you.
I'll be back in.
Just do dab after dab after dab. When I met Katie and I was living by myself, that's how I killed the day, just fucking with wax. And nobody could handle more than 2 that ever came over to the house. And if they did, it fucked them up. And that happened quite a few times.
Wait a bit.
Yeah, because people didn't know what dabs were. They thought it was a bong with smoking wax instead of grass, and they didn't really understand the difference. And I'd be like, dude, come on, are you sure you want another one? They'd be like, if you're having one. I'm like, no, but I do this all day.
Just so you know, hey.
Conditions, you're not gonna keep up.
You ever hear High Times? I was kind of in the magazine.
But now I'm not conditioned to it. I am just for this.
Yeah.
If I do a bong hit, I won't enjoy it. I'll be like, and the air tastes like bong water right after the first toke. But West Coast style, we snap it, we put a butt in there, and you burn the whole thing down so you don't have anything left. And that's probably part of why. But then the water has it's dirty,
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a different way to do it for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm not hating on your smoking preferences. I'm just explaining some insight as to why I don't currently do it, because I've probably tried just about everything. Although I've never worn one of those gas masks and put it on.
oh God, yeah.
That's some crazy shit. Like, you really want to smoke that?
You really want to get into it if you're doing it that way. Frankie, for the $5, you're in the raffle again here. Were the guys with good physiques who just worked out in the hotel?
Gays with good physiques. Oh, guys.
Oh, were there guys with good physiques who just worked out in the hotel room? Rob knows this, but you can put a little wedge under the door for pull-ups. Oh yeah, for sure you can. Guys with good physique. Did they just work out in the hotel room sometimes?
Sometimes you have to, but I don't know of anybody that preferred that over a gym. You know, even a hotel gym. I do know, but I know it by hearsay through a friend. But I heard that Bob Backlund, he just carries this step around, and he likes the wheel, the tire gimmick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where you
ab wheel. Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And I think he would have the steps and that together, and that's his gym. For what I'm told, that he would set up. And I was given a number of 300, and so that's always like the minimum of what I try to do. But I do mine in the sauna. But with doing steps, step up and down, like 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up, 3 down, But anyway, so I kind of call it the Bob Backlund workout when I set it at. I'll do 6 sets of 50, which is 300 on my steps in my sauna, and hit my speed bag in between when I'm resting, so I keep my heart rate up and just pour sweat. And that's my favorite way of doing cardio. And through hearsay, that's how Bob Backlund used to do it. But when TRX first came out, have you seen those TRX? No,
what is that?
It's a black and yellow long strap, and you hang it up, and it's got 2 straps, and then there's handles.
I saw a girl doing that at the gym the other day.
Yeah. I had one of those at least 10 years ago. I don't even know what company I was wrestling for, but I remember, like, I would bring those to the arena, and I think it might have been the Irish company, because Sabu was there, and we couldn't make it to the gyms because we were on the bus going to town so much. But I would hang that up, and a lot of people would come by and take turns using it. You can do like so many things with it, but it's almost like a hotel room workout when you compare it to a gym, because it's just a strap.
Yeah.
And you can do push-ups, curls, rows, squats. You can put your feet through it, do abs, whatever. And I still have it, but the question reminds me of that. I would bring that on the road, specifically to try to get a warm up and a little workout in before the matches, whatever company I was with. Yeah, I don't know. It was probably the Ireland company, but we all. Okay, one more thing. The producer in TNA, Mike Weber.
I know Mike.
Great guy, right?
Really nice guy, yeah.
I loved working with him. Me and SoCal Val would do the action figure reviews. That was one of Mike's productions, and we'd open up and look at a new figure and look at the AJ Styles articulation, his hands move. Anyway, we were talking about doing making these videos where it would be workouts for when you're on the road. Yeah, and using a lot of it was using the carry-on bag, because a lot of times when I have my carry-on bag, I catch myself doing like I'm in the elevator by myself or something, trying to get a little pump, doing some upright rows or curls or whatever, and you can also like walk it like right beside you, especially if you got one with good wheels. And there's a lot you can do. And anyway, Mike Weber and I talked about doing videos, but we never did do them. But we talked about ideas, how you can find stuff in your hotel room and stuff it in there for weight, grab your hotel Bible, throw your phone in there, whatever you got to do. And would have been fun. We talked about it, quite a few things that we never did do, but that's another travel on the road story the story that never was.
Story, man, but that's a pretty creative thing to do, though. Like that would have been pretty neat to see, like actual video content like that. That's awesome. Maddie, thanks for the Australian $2. Maddie, I put you in a couple of times for the raffle because sometimes you do the $2, and now I just combine them, so you're in the raffle here a few times. If RVD was in a Marvel DC comic, who would he join? What faction would you join in a Marvel DC comic?
I really don't know that much about DC Universe.
Yeah, it's kind of subtracting Superman and Batman. It's basically like I don't know too much about the DC Universe.
Yeah, the Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
What color would you have your bands? Because they have purple already, blue, red, and then orange. So what color would you take, Rob?
Do they have? No, they already have neon green. They have green, right?
Well, they're just green, so you could do green.
I'll do no, that's stupid. Black.
Tie-dye.
I thought you wear when you're that turtle.
Tie-dye, Rob. Tie-dye.
Terry's looking for you.
Tie-dye, Rob. Shit. What weapons would you have if you're a Ninja Turtle?
Ooh, I'd have a shield and a sword.
Ooh.
I'm gonna jump back that story now. Rob.
Yeah, back to Jim Barnett. He'd be your Splinter, Jim Barnett.
Yeah. That's how he talked to me. But, I would wear black, and what kind of weapon would I have?
I like black.
Damn, that'd be hard to pick a weapon they don't already have, huh? I love nunchucks. I think nunchucks are so cool, but I can't take Michelangelo's got the chucks. They got the sai, they got the sword,
the bow staff.
Okay. The chair.
What is that?
The chair.
Oh, the chair. The chair. Yeah, that makes plenty of sense. The chair.
The
I thought
chair.
you said
Yeah.
I thought you said the chai. The chai. I was like, what is that?
You're being a mock. You're being a mock.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I like it. All right. You know what? I think we have everybody in the raffle. Maddie, I'm going to put you in a third time here. And then I want to make sure I got everybody. Frankie, I got to put you in twice. All right. So we're good to go. We'll pull up. I got to do the share screen. Let's see for the raffle. Wheel of names. Boom. Is it up there? Oops, that's not it. Uh-oh. Hold on a sec. And there it is. Hey, there we go. There we go. Oh. Boom. How do I do this?
Hey, Barbie.
Barbie's here. Hey. All right. So like I said, grand prize here tonight is this RVD throwback card. You get an RVD IOU with it too. And so that means you get a photo op and you get autograph if you ever meet Rob in person. So there it is. And then second is this Brock Lesnar. It's actually a refractor.
Lesnar.
So that'll be the second prize here. So let's spin the wheel. Make a deal, baby. Let's see who wins the first one. This is for the RVD card here. Damn. Oh, it looks like it's going to be Maddie. Birthday boy.
Happy birthday, Maddie.
This one's going all the way to Australia, everybody. Congrats to you, Maddie. I already have your information. I got to mail you your Luke Harper rookie card, too.
This card's going down under to Maddie.
Mate. Yes, sir.
Birthday,
Maybe I'll have
Matt.
Bushwhacker Luke bring it to you. Or Butch. Bushwhacker Butch. All right.
Hey.
Here we go. Who's going to get Brock?
Oh, he's from
New Zealand.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's Frankie. All right. Congrats, Frankie. So you have another card I'm sending you too, so you're going to get the double win. How about that? So congrats to Frankie. Congrats to Maddie. Thanks to everybody who entered today. And Triple E, Chris May, appreciate you guys throwing your names in the ring there. But cool, Rob. This has been a fun one. We were going to go short again, and we didn't.
That's cool. I'm I should just let it go, but I'm looking up who that trying to figure out. I still got to know who that Hollywood fixer was there when. But I thought about Eddie Mannix also. Besides the Strickland guy, but this guy was the OG before Anthony Pellicano.
Fred Otash?
Oh, dude, you looked it up. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I remember you mentioned him before, actually.
Yeah, we talked about him. Yeah, so he had blackmail on everybody and wiretapped everybody, and he was a former Los Angeles police officer, and then so like he still worked with them a lot, but also crossed lines legally and shit. And Anthony Pellicano is just like an exact version of him, but like newer, you know, and like down like another generation. So, but anyway, I guess the reason I brought that up, we were talking about the entertainment business and how their lifestyle is unsuitable for regular people, especially back in the day when Jesus was the main booker and he had the pen, and everybody lived by the Bible and everything. And I was just gonna say there was always people like that would help cover up, you know, like pregnancies or rapes or murders, you know, or fucking abortions or affairs, homosexual tendencies, and all kinds of shit. So the entertainment business has always been looked at like that. So that's why, like, whenever something real crazy happens, but now that everybody's an entertainer, you know, now that everyone's got their all OnlyFans and everyone's making their own content and shit. But they're also ODing on fentanyl and other shit out on the regular streets outside of the gates too, right?
Yeah. So it's definitely a different landscape, that's for sure. Oh man, Rob, we have another birthday too. It's Jem the Dawn's birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Jem the Dawn.
How about that? Happy birthday, Jem.
How about that?
RVD regular here. You know what? Goku Spider-Man, I forgot to put you in the raffle, so guess what? I'm gonna send you something anyways. I'll send you an RVD IOU. Just so, yes, give me your info, Goku Spider-Man, if you're still around. I will send you something because I forgot to put you in the raffle and you paid $10. So there you go. Cool.
Interestingly enough, Nick Cage plays Ben Reilly, not Peter Parker. Ben Reilly was the actual clone of Peter Parker.
Oh, that's right.
Way back in the first clone.
Was he the Spider-Man 2000? Remember when they did that?
The comics or the movies?
No, the comics. When they did they had like 2000 versions back in like the 90s.
The 2099 one, the futuristic one?
209. Yeah, wasn't he that Ben Reilly?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either, but
yeah,
I remember seeing those cards, and because I used to collect the Marvel cards when I was a kid, like the Fleer, and that's how I got to know a lot of the villains and the names, even though I never read them in the comics. So
a lot of how I looked at a lot of stuff like that was just like almost like it's an alternate universe, so they're just writing this little story, but it's really gonna have nothing to do with the continuity of what I'm following. So
yeah.
I would purposely like not necessarily hang on to it. Almost just like in a what if, like
Right.
what if were great, like what if the clone had lived, but I guess maybe he did. Who knows? But yeah, same thing though. Alternate universe, and so I'd be like, well, enjoyed it for what it was, but it's not gonna fuck with my trivial knowledge of facts the way that they happened,
In the Earth 616 universe, because I think that's what was the main universe for Marvel. 616 it was called, I think. I could be wrong.
That's the
Cool.
other universe. I'll just I don't know what you're talking about, but that was the area code of Battle Creek.
Oh, was it really? No shit, 616?
Yeah, it was it was the whole city, 616, and then when there was a certain point, I don't remember if I had already left or if it was about when I was leaving. They had 269.
Wow.
So then there was a choice. So your number could be 6, or if it's newer, then it's a 269 number.
Oh, well, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
because the main Marvel universe, I think, is the Earth 616. They call it.
Interesting.
Yep. So how about that? They're all from Battle Creek. Everybody, all the Marvel superheroes.
Yeah.
And Rob too. So there we go. Cool. Well, this has been a fun one, Rob. We covered some good ground, and we'll do it next week. So.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks, fam. Everybody, have a great week. See ya. Peace out, hoes. Thanks,
Peace up,
Dominator.
time down. We'll see you next time here on One of a Kind with who? Oh my gosh, it's with Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam.